Of course, in the Optimum Moore Cup in Durban, Premier Rugby tournament for club teams in KZN, and it's the home side Westville Old Boys against College Rovers, the champions from 2019. Looking forward to a fantastic match in prospect, and a part of the country that's a little bit warmer than the rest at the moment, even though everybody's snug under jackets and dressed warmly. I can assure you it certainly is warmer in KZN than it is up on the Highveld and down on the coast on the southern parts of South Africa. Joining me for the action, just as we did a couple of weeks ago, we got a doctor in the house. Yanni du Plessis is with us for Heritage Rugby action today. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, Udo, and what a match waiting for us. The two top teams separated by 1 point at the top of the log. Both teams won 7, only lost 1 game, so it promises to be a cracker.
Yeah, that is the context, but it's also a game with a little bit of needle in it, and we'll tell you the specifics about that a little bit later when we look at the teams. But the home side has gone on a shopping binge on some of the players from College Rovers, so there's going to be quite a bit of needle in this match today.
Well, club rugby in the east coast of South Africa is like the weather. It's always hot and always intense. So yes, I think a lot of the guys have a bit of a invested. They invested in winning this game against their rival club, and College Rovers, probably the leading club for the past 10 years, and I'm really happy to see Westville doing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get stuck into the players who've made the move from Rovers to Old Boys in a while. Don't take our word for it in terms of what's at stake here. Let's listen to the head coach of the home team firstly, Rob Scott. He is the man in charge of Synergy Westville Old Boys today.
Rob Scott, head coach of Westville Old Boys Rugby Club, first team head coach that is. We're here today at WOB hosting Rovers, looking forward to a very, very physical battle. It's going to be a tough game. We know that Rovers are going to come at us very hard. It'll be a physical game, but I think it will be a very entertaining game as well. You never know, these games are always tight. Obviously, as the home coach, I would love a victory today, but we know that it will be a very tough game.
So there we have it, coach of the Old Boys, Rob Scott. What he hasn't told us about is the fact that there are at least, 6 players in the starting lineup for Old Boys who just the season ago bedded down for College Rovers.
Well, you'd never know whether they're going there to get some playing time or whether they go there because they got job offers in Westville, but I'm sure Matt Jackson, Gav Scott, affectionately known as Shooter, Ricky Bomber, Bradley Bailing and Tedden Adams are going to have, they will have some bragging rights hanging in the balance for today.
They're also going to have some sincere targets on their backs as well as they welcome Rovers, the side sitting on top of the table. And Gav Scott, Josh Moon, joint captains of the side. Also look out for Tedden Adams, a man who was born on the west coast of the Western Cape in Vredenburg. He was a 2010 Varsity Cup champion, played for Selkirk in Scotland as well. So there is plenty of talent to look forward to in the side.
Well,
now let's hear from the opposing coach, the man with the reputation in terms of history and pedigree. Just in the last couple of years, College Rovers have been the standout side. As we said, COVID put paid, of course, to the Moore Cup in the year 2020, but in 2019, it was College Rovers who were champions then. So let's hear from their coach now, Derek Heiberg.
Hi, Derek Heiberg, head coach of College Rovers, obviously here at Westville Old Boys for the second league game. Really tough encounter. We're expecting a difficult match today. Westville beat us in the first game of the season so far, and there's only 1 point separating us on the log. So obviously we would like to turn that around. They're a quality side, very well coached team, got a lot of ex-Rovers players in their side, which you know very well, but we're really looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, Derek Hayberg there just alluding to those players that made the move, and it was in fact in the first round that captain on the day now for Old Boys, Gav Scott, slotted a 60-meter drop goal to eventually be the difference between the two sides. But this side, College Rovers, you started Ini Khadebe in 10. Fantastic player who just got the wrong injury at the wrong time in what was going to be a fantastic career, but there's plenty of talent here as well.
Absolutely. Ini Radebe, I mean, he was on his way to take over from Pat Lambie when I was still in Durban. So really looking forward to seeing what he can do. And then Apiwe Stemele, he's a Currie Cup champion with the Griffins, with a lot of ervaring,
absolute experience, the young man. Yeah.
And then, of course, Mr. Ntsika Fisanti, I think he's a great player. I've seen him play. He used to play for the Elephants, the EP Elephants. So, yes, College Rovers, like always, have a great side, and I think it's going to be a cracker.
Captain, of course, by the loose-head prop, Jared Crouch, and he's a man who just oozes what heritage rugby is all about. Club rugby. So many players who've got all the experience in the world. He's got club experience from the UK, but officially in South Africa is a window installer, and on the weekends leads out one of the top club sides in South African rugby. Jared Crouch, captain there of the Rovers team. Let's have a look at how the substitutes are going to come out today, because on both benches, plenty of players with Currie Cup experience, SA Schools experience, and experience at the highest level.
Well, Shane Ball made a turn there in SWD in George, the beautiful part of the country. And of course we've got Gerardo Jaars, who matriculated at Paul Roos, also far from his hometown. Yes, Westville boys, I think Ollie Cash, a good player. And also Jaden Hill, looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Look out for jersey number 21 on the Rovers side, Duran Kramek, a man who was on the books of the Irish Sevens rugby team, was in the squads for Ireland at the HSBC World Sevens. And these days, after his retirement from professional rugby, is a mixed martial arts coach and plays rugby at the weekend. So he's a man who's got plenty of talent, but can they deliver from the bench today? Because the last time we saw a number of these players, very many of them for the Rovers side, were in the starting lineup. They come up to Johannesburg for the Heritage Easter Rugby Festival, and they were just blown off the field by all comers.
Unfortunately for them, I'm sure they wanted to get better results, but they played two great teams in Naka Bulls and in Durbel. So always good to see where you are in comparison with other teams in South Africa. So I'm sure they worked at the things that they lacked, and they will definitely put up a better performance than in the Easter Festival.
Well, absolutely. They are back in their favourite KZN. And that tournament did show that there was a little bit of a chasm between the sides up on the Highveld and the sides in Cape Town versus the teams from KZN. But it's all systems go. We see the home fans from Synergy Westville Old Boys packing it in at the Jimmy Ballows ground for today's offering of Heritage Rugby, brought to you by SEI Sport and, of course, SABC Sport. Looking forward to the match. We'll continue the build-up after the break.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m, live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
But my life wasn't always like this. It was once filled with sorrow and sadness.
Challenging your rondo, it was not easy.
You taught me about Ubuntu.
She was very brutal, let me put it that way. She would leave me in a shack.
This is my son.
An inspiring show where one act of kindness can change someone's life. Boto, Friday 8:30, SABC 2.
series is underway.
Oh, that's been hit! Jamie Chadwick's been hit!
Oh, look at this! There's a change in the lead. And there's the move.
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
The Sanlam Mulamani Family Game Show. 13 weeks of financial fun and entertainment where each week 2 families compete to win 50,000 Rand and stand a chance to be in the final to win 500,000 Rand. Starting Sunday 10 July at 7:30 p.m. with celeb teams reigning Miss SA Lalela Nswane and legendary SA cricketer Vernon Philander going head to head to win 50,000 Rand for their charity. It's the Sanlam Mulamani Family Game Show on SABC2.
Mense as jy nou nog nie weet nie, né? Jy kyk Fundies.
As jy oor 'n wye algemene kennis beskik, is Fundies net die program vir jou. Daar is baie kontant op die spel. Om 'n audisie af te lê, stuur 'n e-pos aan sabcfundies@gmail.com. Dis sabcfundies@gmail.com. Jy hoef nie net 'n leenstoel fundie vir die TV te wees nie. Kom wys gerus jou slag in die ateljee.
Welcome back to this weekend's Heritage Rugby offering, coming away from Westville and the Jimmy Bellows ground, to be more specific. It is the home side, Synergy Westville Old Boys against the wily College Rovers. And how important is the game today? That's how important it is. A top of the table clash in the Optimum Moore Cup.
Well, College Rovers unfortunately lost against Westville for them, and Westville losing a very tight match against Varsity College two weeks ago. So yeah, the 2 top teams, like you can see on the log, the 2 top teams competing for that coveted top spot and some bragging rights on the East Coast.
Well, the one thing that graphic will not tell you is just how many points have been scored by College Rovers. They have beaten all teams. All ends up in terms of points 511 scored by College Rovers this season, and they've conceded only 65 points. Points for the Old Boys, 378 versus 138. So on both ends, they are very good, this Rovers team.
Yes, almost double the points difference than the Westville Old Boys. And they had a great win against Crusaders as they beat them 65-0. The last game they played. So College Rovers would be going into this game full of confidence and full of belief that they can win.
And absolutely important in the context of the other teams in the Moore Cup, or in the reckoning for the Moore Cup, because the top 2 have started pulling away from the rest already. So the winner today will put daylight between themselves and the other teams. Now, it's a good time for us to reflect on just what's happening on the club scene and also the rugby scene in KZN. It's here from the president, Brian Van Zyl.
President of the KwaZulu-Natal Rugby Union, here at Westville Old Boys, about to have an inspection of what's been going on here in terms of the matches and the facilities. But just to say a great big thank you to SEI for what they've done for club rugby in terms of the sponsorship, and also I think the clubs will appreciate the sponsorship more so because they're getting mileage as well. So we've got Optimum, who's sponsoring the Moore Cup, and then we've got Hollywood Bets, who's sponsoring the Murray Cup. So, but also there's Synergy, which is a local sponsor here for Westville Old Boys. So it's good to give them a bit of mileage as well. I think just in terms of the broadcast, we're very happy that SEI have stood in and helped club rugby. Club rugby is the health and the lifeblood of rugby in South Africa. So it's good that we can actually give them some mileage. So to everybody who's watching this broadcast, support your clubs, and let's go on with the rest of the season.
So that's President of Rugby, KZN Rugby, Brian van Zyl there. What has been fantastic, and we only started this Heritage Rugby offering on SABC Sport over a year ago. And everywhere you go in club rugby now, because of the added exposure, you're seeing sponsors coming on by the bucket load for all the teams around the country and for the various competitions around SA.
You see, like Mr. van Zyl rightly alluded, rugby cannot go ahead without sponsorship, and he was talking about the mileage that the guys are getting, and for a guy like him with his stature, alluding to that, it really means a lot to the region and to club rugby there. Seeing that Mr. van Zyl is probably like the Louis Late figure of Natal Rugby, big collegians man himself, but I see that he's there as the Sharks president, and when he's involved, things will go smoothly.
Well, absolutely. Now, you would have noticed that it is no longer just the Moore Cup in KZN, it is the Optimum Moore Cup. So there's another partnership that has been fostered as a result of this Heritage Rugby offering that is brought to you here by SABC Sport. Let's hear now from the operations manager of Optimum Sport, John O'Pick.
Hi, I'm John O'Pick, operations manager at Optimum Sport South Africa. Optimum decided to sponsor the Moore Cup, the premier club rugby division in KZN. What a privilege to be a part of it. It's nice to see the guys out after COVID and all the challenges we've had, and just be part of the sporting community is awesome. And today's going to be a massive game, so we're looking forward to supporting both clubs. We wish them all the best and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, happy sponsors, happy product, and it's all systems go pretty much for this week's featured match, as we said in Heritage Rugby. Synergy Westville Old Boys against College Rovers. Maar nou moet ek jou 'n vraag vra. En al die streke wat jy rugby gespeel het in Suid-Afrika, wat is jou gunsteling?
Daar is 'n baie moeilike vraag om te antwoord.
Maar jy moet hom antwoord.
Ek sal. Ek het 'n wonderlike tyd in Natal gehad. Ek dink is die beste weer in die wêreld. Daar's 6 weke van die jaar waar dit bietjie warm is in Februarie, maar nou waar ons onder dik kombers lê en slaap, kan jy eintlik nog in die see gaan swem daarso. En die mense is lief vir rugby. Die Natalers is regtig lief vir rugby. Ja, dit was net wonderlike tye. So dit is 'n moeilike vraag om te antwoord, maar ongelukkig Natal is die beste plek.
So daar het jy die Leeu's ondersteuners, was dit nie vir aardsverwarming nie, sou Johannesburg Janie Du Plessis se gunstelingstreek in Suid-Afrika was. Tweede spanne van Old Boys en Rovers wat nog op die veld is. Ons spanne vandag gaan die veld vat net so voor 2:30 vanmiddag en is 'n uiters belangrike wedstryd. Hierdie twee spanne sit heel bo aan die punt te leer in die Optimum Moore Cup. Dis hoe belangrik vandag se wedstryd is, en daar bly nog 3 of 4 rondes oor in die kompetisie. En natuurlik, die aansporing vir albei spanne om te wen hierdie jaar is omdat die span wat die klub kompetisies wen in die verskillende streke wat deelneem aan Heritage Rugby, gaan hier teen die einde van die jaar in Oktober deelneem in die heel eerste Heritage Cup toernooi.
Wel, dit is wonderlik vir klub rugby. Ek bedoel, klub rugby is die fundament waarop rugby in Suid-Afrika gebou is, en as klub rugby gesond is Suid-Afrikaanse rugby gesond. Dit help jou veel as jy Springbokke goed doen, en daar's niemand wat belangstel in klub rugby nie. So 'n wonderlike kompetisie wat voorlê vir die wenners. En nou so net so voor die mense opdraf, wonder ek altyd wat daai laaste boodskap is, wat daai laaste bietjie motivering is van die coach en van die kaptein om te sê, hoor hierso ouens, oor 5 minute gaan ons afskop en dan is dit oorlog.
Ja, wat fantasties is, vandat ons begin het met Heritage Rugby op SAIK Sport, SABC Sport, is dat jy in elke klub span sal jy sien as jong, onervare, jong mannetjies wat deurkom met fantastiese potensiaal, en hulle sal in 'n span speel met ouens wat al die ondervinding gehad het op Curriebeker vlak, op Varsity beker vlak, en hulle speel almal in dieselfde 15-tal.
Udo, I think that makes a massive difference, because ultimately not only do you learn from older guys in a rugby sense, but you learn from them in a sense of life, because the older guys already has a career and sort of went through the stages that young guys are going through. And if you look at the club rugby which we've been involved in, it is a family affair. The families are there and they make it nice. And if rugby is a family affair, then it would be successful.
Right, there we have it. The crowd is in. I know you are bracing yourselves. We'll take a quick little break, and on the other side, it's Synergy Westville Old Boys against College Rovers. Top of the table clash in the Optimum Moore Cup. Right here on Heritage Rugby, brought to you by SEI Sport, our partners here at SABC Sport, in bringing you the finest club rugby each week on your national broadcaster. We'll be back after the break.
I now announce that I'm retiring. This does, however, not mean that the work that we have been involved in, supported and promoted, comes to an end.
And say, so help me God.
So help me God.
The political transformation of this country was not accompanied by economic transformation to the extent that their own personal lives are improved.
Compared to 1994, today you have more black entrepreneurs.
The political transition from 94 to now, Sunday at 9.
Mense sê nou nog nie weet nie, né? Jy kyk fundies.
As jy oor 'n wye algemene kennis beskik, is Fundies net die program vir jou. Daar is baie kontant op die spel. Om 'n audisie af te lê, stuur 'n e-pos aan sabcfundies@gmail.com. Dis sabcfundies@gmail.com. Jy hoef nie net 'n leenstoel fundie vir die TV te wees nie. Kom wys gerus jou slag in die ateljee.
This month on SABC2, you will believe the legend. You'll believe the impossible. You'll believe the ruse. You'll believe the incredible. And most of all, you'll believe that a man can fly. The Man of Steel, flying across your screens every Saturday at 3, this month on 2.
On Siaya, come wild with us. The vast expanses of South Africa are teeming with wildlife, and its scenic beauty is incomparable. We're gonna hit the road again for season 5 of Siaya, and we'll be kicking off the journey with these guys.
My name is Miriam. I'm Akila.
I am Daddy.
And my name is Merlin.
And don't forget Wumpy, their trusted guide and companion.
The sea urchin. That's the mouth right there.
From the ocean waters into the bushveld, we explore the extraordinary wildlife roaming our country's magnificent landscapes.
And you guys, the other side of the screen, will, don't tell them, see some real live dinosaurs. And on the road, you would see grass move.
And storytelling gets real. Siaya, come wild with us Wednesdays at 4 on 2.
Club Rugby at its finest, brought to you on Heritage Rugby. Today it is Westville Old Boys. They're the home side today, up against College Rovers. Have a look at how they line up today. This side, fantastic. Matt Jackson, very interesting. And our stats pack says 1.9 meters tall, 162 kgs. I've got a feeling those numbers might just be a little bit off. But this is a man who once upon a time was in the Dutch training squad and also played Dutch club rugby. The side is led, of course, by co-captains Josh Moon and Gav Scott, who just a season ago was with College Rovers, their opponents today.
Yes, and if you look at Mark van Aswegen, also born in Zambia, he was in the Sharks Academy and schooled at Westville Boys High. A lot of these Westville Old Boys players hail from the area, from Westville and Westville Boys High and from Durban. So that is the typical local team with a few enforcements from Rovers to make them even better.
Yeah, it's Ricky Bamber, Brandon Bailing and Tyven Adams who both, all three of them made the move in the off-season to the Westville Old Boys side, and certainly has helped because in the first encounter between the two teams this season, it was the Old Boys who were victorious. Now let's have a look at that 15 then for College Rovers, led by Lucid prop Jared Crouch, inspirational captain, a man whom the team plays for. But if they can get any Khadebe in any kind of space today or in a position to control the game with the boot of a really good pack of forwards, there's going to be hell to pay for this Old Boys side, because this is the team to beat in KZN Club Rugby at the moment.
Well, absolutely, and well, for the last 10 years they were the team to beat. College Rovers also likes to play a free-flowing wide game, so I'm expecting Pico Sobatle and Sergio Torrens to get a lot of ball and make some magic.
Looking forward to how they line up today and have a look, particularly as you said, in Tsika Fisante and Mesuli Nwango, two men who can really dominate at the breakdown. If you snooze, you will lose the ball to them. We've seen it so far in Heritage Rugby. Absolute forces to be reckoned with, and look out for Api Westemele and Sergio Torrens as well, two men who can set the field alight with the pace that they have. But that halfback pairing, Sinuvuyo Nyoka, who can play interchangeably at 9 or 10 with Ini Khadebe, a man with so much talent, just the misfortune of injuries at the wrong time in his career. But if it comes off today, we are in for a terrific match. So minutes away from the main match today in Heritage Rugby. We see that the second teams of both sides, respectively, are done and dusted. So we're going to get ready for the first teams to get on to the field in just a bit. Gives us an opportunity, Yanni du Plessis, to pick the doctor's brain about what's been happening with Springbok Rugby in this past week. Only Eben Etzebeth from the starting 15 a week ago into the match, the second test against Wales.
Yes, surely I don't think anybody expected so many changes. But the squad is 42 players, and if you're going to pick 23 for 3 weeks in a row, then why do you pick a big squad of 42 players? So I think the guys that are getting opportunities today do deserve the opportunity. A guy like Marcel Coetzee hasn't featured in Springbok Rugby for 3 years now. So Dion Fourie, almost like the player of the tournament for the Stormers. So yes, guys almost knocked the door off to get the opportunity, and now they do, and now they're going to use it.
Just before we go to another break, before we get into the action of the day, also did not expect the wholesale changes that we saw, but with a view to what's happening later in the year, with a view to what's happening in the Rugby Championships, I think it's a master stroke to get those players out against Wales in the second test of a series with a 1-0 lead, because you can still salvage it in the third if it's an absolute dog's breakfast.
Yeah, I hope it isn't. If you look at the New Zealand test match against Ireland and the English test match against Ireland, against Australia, both Southern Hemisphere teams lost. So I think the Springboks are playing for more than just the Springboks pride today. And yes, like you rightly say, they can still salvage it. But I know Jock, Ninaber and Rassie Erasmus, and they never ever want to lose a game, not even in a training match. So I'm sure they're going to go full tilt to beat them and beat them confidently.
Yeah, don't touch me on my B team is the message that has come from the Springboks camp this week. But we're looking forward to all of that. What we are looking forward to more than anything else, though, is the start, of course, of today's Heritage Rugby match. It's the Synergy Westville Old Boys against College Rovers in a top-of-the-table clash in the Optimum Moore Cup, coming to you from the Jimmy Bellow Sports Ground in Westville, Durban.
We're trying to show the women out there that we're fearless, you know. We're not scared. You can see that there's a lot going on in our country right now. We're trying to bring a lot of hope back. And I think that's why it's becoming a bit more personal for our South Africans. If we win this, we're trying to bring the country together, to unite the country.
I'm truly honored and grateful for the opportunity, and knowing that the girls that are in the squad, they are so competitive, and we all have a different style of play.
Please note that the official date for analog television switch off is imminent. If you're still watching television through an aerial, please take the following steps to continue watching your favorite programs on the SABC. Buy a digital tuner for your analog TV set and get connected. Buy any digital television decoder, either satellite or digital terrestrial, and get connected. Buy a smart television and connect through an aerial. If you can't afford any of the above, please contact your nearest post office for more information on how to connect. For more information, please WhatsApp 0600 625 458 or call 0860 736 832. Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m, live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
Welcome back to Westville Durban, where the scheduled start of play between Synergy Westville Old Boys and College Rovers was 3:30 this afternoon. It's just been pegged back ever so slightly, by the fact that the second teams are still in action, and we'll keep you posted in terms of exactly how much time is left as soon as we have that info at hand. But it's a very important match, as we've been saying all along. Have a look at this. One loss in the last three Westville Old Boys have, but it is a side that is improving because they started off the season with the win over College Rovers, so that's a good record to have.
I think Rovers is probably like the golden standard, where all the other teams in Natal measure themselves against Rovers in the last, I don't know how many years. So I mean, if Westville beat them at the start of the year and can compete and beat them today, that is a very big thumbs up for their management and their planning and their recruitment and the health of their club. So of course it's going to be a tight game.
So unbeaten College Rovers in their first or last 7 games. In that sequence, have a look at the points put on the board as well. 39-12 over Collegians, 65-0 over Crusaders, and they beat Varsity College 23-12. The only blemish on that side's record, the leaders in the Optimum World Cup, is that loss to the opponents today, Old Boys.
And that loss handed to them by an old Rovers player, Gav Scott, putting a drop goal over in like the dying seconds of the game. So if that result is anything to go by, today is going to be a very, very tight game.
Yeah, both teams will finish off their run against pretty much the same opposition. Manzimtoti, UKZN Impies in a couple of weeks' time, and then they finish off against Richards Bay. Those are the next 3 fixtures for Westville Old Boys. And if we have a look at what's coming up for College Rovers, you'll see pretty much the same opposition there as well. So it is, in effect, a very important game today, because against one another, if you do damage here today, you're up against the same opponents for the next 3 weeks. You're in a very good position after a victory today to take the whole thing.
My coach at Natal, John Plumtree, he used to talk about a final in season, or a playoff. I can't really say it's a final, because I mean nobody's going to be knocked out whether you win or lose. But this is like a proper playoff game inside of the season. So it's a great place to measure yourself. Firstly, sort of how can I step up to the occasion? How do I handle the pressure? How do I play when the stakes are higher? So I think for both teams that will be a measuring stick to see where they are in terms of their preparation.
Yeah, I like that. A playoff in the middle of the season, pretty much slap bang, with 9 teams on this Optimum Moore Cup table, and it's College Rovers, Westville Old Boys at the top of it. As you see there, almost identical record. Only difference is College Rovers have been the side who've just racked up all the points this season, 511 in total. They've only conceded 65, and between these two it really is just a bonus point that is the difference.
Well, bonus points at the end make you get into playoffs, but they count for nothing when you are in a semi-final or a final. So I don't think the fact that they are 1 point behind would even bother Westville. I think they would be very proud of the fact that they could win 7 out of 8 matches. In any league, in any challenge, if you can win 7 out of 8 games, it means that you're doing something right, and you can see these two teams are doing something right, and it's going to be a good game to see who's better on the day.
Well, looking forward to the action. Just delayed, as we said, ever so slightly, because the second rugby teams of the two sides still in action here. That game kicked off a little bit late, and we also understand that there was a little bit of a delay in the arrival of the referee for today, Carl C. Simmons. But we should be good to go as soon as this seconds rugby match is done and dusted for today's featured match in Heritage Rugby. We'll be back in just a bit.
I'm truly honored and grateful for the opportunity, and knowing that the girls that are in the squad, they are so competitive, and we all have a different style of play.
We're trying to show the women out there that we're fearless, you know. We're not scared. We can see that there's a lot going on in our country right now. We're trying to bring a lot of hope back. And I think that's why it's becoming a bit more personal for our South Africans. If we win this, we're trying to bring the country together, to unite the country.
Hopefully we can get that elusive medal and take that monkey off our back. But it's going to be a tough tournament, and we have to be ready for every eventuality. But what you can get from Banyana is that effort. What you can get from Banyana is that commitment. What you can get from Banyana is playing until the final whistle. And hopefully we'll get that positive result.
Striving to do the best for the country, and obviously if you do the best, then you're encouraging that young one that's coming up. So the talk is positive mindset, winning each and every game that we are going to play, so that we stand a high chance of qualifying and also winning the trophy.
Banyana have made magic. They have done us proud. Now they take on another challenge, which will hopefully see them victorious again. It'll be exciting. It'll be glorious. Together, #We will dominate. Catch Banyana versus Botswana, Sunday 10 July at 6:30 p.m. Live on SABC Sports on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, SABC 1, also available on SABC radio stations.
Like, we're trying to show the women out there that we're fearless, you know. We're not scared. We can see that there's a lot going on in our country right now. We're trying to bring a lot of hope back. And I think that's why it's becoming a bit more personal for our South Africans. If we win this, we're trying to bring the country together, to unite the country.
The lights come on and flash.
What they need most of all, Jenny, is some luck.
And action got underway, but look at this card. It's a very different and challenging role.
Oh, Taylor's rolled!
And we go green. Very good start. Price goes to the inside too. It's a historic day for Porsche as they take their first formulary win.
Welcome back to Jimmy Bello Sports Ground in Westville, Durban, and that's the score from the second team match that was played and preceded our featured match today. Westville going down 18-24 to the second team of College Rovers, and I wonder how much of a harbinger that is for what is set to come in the next 80 minutes.
I think that's a very, very tight game, and I think that is like a precursor for what's to come. So, yeah, looking forward for these guys to kick off and get the action started.
I'm not quite sure why they're still hanging about, because there we go, just forming the guard of honor for the first teams to get underway, because that is one of the traditions of club rugby. As soon as the seconds are done, and some of the second team players who then get promoted and dragged into the first team as well, the rest of the players will form that guard of honor for the players to run onto the field. But the crowd has come out in good numbers. Are you surprised, and you were with us in Centurion just a couple of weeks ago, at the number of supporters that are coming out to watch the games in some of the coldest months of the year?
Well, yes, I was surprised. The fact of the matter is that there was no club rugby for 2 years, so to see people support club rugby on a Saturday when there's a test match and when they can do lots of other nice things, that's really, really cool, and it's really nice. It shows that the guys training, they don't train for nothing. They do train for the club and for their families and for their teammates.
But it's the visitors, College Rovers, that have hit the field first. It was a shot there of their captain, Jared Crouch. Looks like he's going to be playing in the 20 jersey today. The window installer and former player of club rugby in Penrith and Turok in England. And here are the opponents on the day. The men with striped jerseys. That is the former fly half from Rovers, Gavin Scott, who will captain the side, co-captain today, along with Josh Moon.
I don't know whether it's the television, but it looks like there's two big packs of forwards going up against each other. The guys looking in good shape, and I'm sure the people next to the field are going to hear some big hits, some bodies on bodies there.
Well, I'm looking forward to, just as we said a little bit earlier, to see the tight head prop of Synergy Westville Old Boys, Matt Jackson. He's statistically, according to the stats pack, set to tip the scale at 160 plus. But ek sal dit glo as ek hom in lewende lywe sien.
If that is true, Udo, he could be the biggest rugby player that has ever played in South Africa.
Ek is seker hy nommers moet verkeerd wees, maar dit lyk asof ons reg is om af te skop. Kelsey Simmons, die skeieregter vir die dag, en die Gadebe wat Rovers aan die gang kry van links na regs op jou skerms. Goeie diep skoppie hier, word goed opgevat hier deur daai man, die Josh Moon. Wat sê mens, co-captains?
Nee, ek dink
gesamentlike kaptein.
Ek dink 'n forward is 'n groter kaptein as 'n back, so ek dink ons maak dit kaptein en onderkaptein.
Natuurlik sou jy eerste skram met ons net 25 sekondes gevat om daarby uit te kom. En ek soek nog steeds, as ons kyk hier na wat gebeur het. Hy man is grond toe en net nie 'n geleentheid gehad om die bal te plaas nie.
Dis nou hier waar Matt Jackson sy gewig gaan wil gebruik en daai stadige gif wil toepas teen die kaptein Jared Crouch van College Rovers.
Hy kan hy maar nou goed sien, verkant van die skram. Lyk nie vir my asof dit 162 kan wees nie, maar maklik so hier by die 120, 126.
Yes, hy lyk in goeie shape, hoor. Hy's 'n groot mens daai. Matt Jackson is 'n baie groot mens. He's like a big human being.
Crouch. Hy skram hier teen die kaptein van Rovers, Jared Crouch. Hy gaan sy hande vol hê. Goeie skram die Rovers hier. Skafisant hier agter in die skram daar wat goeie bal aan hulle span gee. 'n Bietjie stof op die veld hier, gras wat los is.
Play wasn't hold.
Lieflike dra van die bal hier deur Rovers.
Like we expected, Umi Radebe loves to give the ball air, and unfortunately just giving away a penalty at the first ruck. Actually the first ruck of the game.
Yeah, where did that go a-begging? for Rovers. It was such good position and possession. Gav Scott will heave-ho the ball up the field, takes it up close to the 50.
A man affectionately known as Shooter, and if he's the place kicker, I hope he is Shooter, and Shooter McGavin, and he doesn't miss for his team today.
Gav Scott, man born in Durban, went to school at Maritzburg College and played a bit for the UKZN Impies at one stage as well before coming to Westville. A self-employed businessman from KZN.
Well, I see Westville, they have a very big pack. They also trying to use the same plan that we've seen in club rugby. If you have a big pack, then they rather play a set piece based game, going for the drive, but well stopped by College Rovers.
Yeah, Picos Fobahle there, the man with the half dreads in a ponytail. He is a live wire winger, a man who is not afraid to go looking for work, but on this occasion, after that carry by him, it's possession here to the home team.
Well, that came off for Westville boys. They got the possession back from the kick inside their own half.
Right, so it will be a feed this time by Old Boys. Dylan Koom to feed at scrum time, yeah. And that previous scrum was College Rovers, who looked to be dominant there. Good shove. Let's see what this pack of Old Boys can do with their own feed at the scrum.
Very good steady scrum. Do you think they're going to play wide? Centre putting it up.
Straight through the middle there by Brogan Bull.
Brogan Bull is carrying the same name as a guy called Joshua Bull, who was picked out of the St. John's team for the SS Schools. I saw him play a little bit earlier, so a very good, skillful player. And if it's the same family, then I expect Brogan Bull to play really, really well for boys.
Good genes then in the Bull family. Originally from Port Elizabeth, went to Westville Boys High School, matriculated in the year 2017. And a man who also has come through UKZN. Nice crowd in attendance today. They want to see their side dominate to take the top spot in the Optimum World Cup.
I know it's early days, but after a very good start by College Rovers, just 2 unforced errors, 2 penalties, and Westville boys are in the opposition 22 and putting some pressure on Rovers.
Carl Butler with a good deep throw. Hooker for the Old Boys. Now what will they do with it? It's taken by the big boy. Matt Jackson just lays down, and now they're looking to go wide. Lovely little interplay, beautiful pass on the inside. So over the try line, has it been knocked on just before the 5-point line. Lovely support, Pico Sobahle, has he stolen it away? Looks like it.
What a steal. What a steal. That's a game-breaking play. Great play from Westville boys, but equally great play from College Rovers.
Yeah, good exit play there by Inichadebe. Unfortunately, that touch finder is not going to go all the way. There's a Sergio Torrens with the kick. And now a chance for Old Boys to apply more pressure. Good carry there by Hein Potgieter.
Very, very good tackle by Kelvin Adam.
They look to the left now. It's outside centre. Ricky Bamba, former Rovers player, with a carry. There's the big boy once more, taken to ground.
Again, Matt Jackson putting up the ball, keeping it well.
It's kicked straight into Jared Crouch, and that's fortunate for them. Lovely carry here, Bansika Fisanti. There is support there for him. Does well to get them, keep the ball available. Jared Crouch now the captain. Zinovuyo Nyaka passes to Inichadebe. Lovely little skip pass. That perhaps has gone forward. Referee says play on.
Great skillful play by Rovers. And whereas Old Boys put up a few good phases, I'm telling you, Rovers look like they're full of running, and running really hard. And
beautiful break here by Nsika Fisanti. Will be a penalty in front of the poles. What do they do with it? It's taken quickly by Nyoka. He's looking for a break, and there it comes through the hands, and first try of the day for the College Rovers side. It looks like inside centre Rian Muller who gets the first 5. Lovely little finish off there by good work done by Sinavuyo Nyoka, the scrum half of College Rovers. So it's all according to the form book here after some really good sustained pressure by Westville Old Boys. College Rovers lead 5-0.
Unfortunately, that try came from a badly executed kick, but I must say 10 out of 10 for Rovers, pouncing on the opportunity they got, and some great lines led to a try.
Yeah, it was quick thinking there by the scrum half after that initial carry by Nsika Fisanti. We told you he's going to be a factor. He certainly has. Inikadebe gets the flags raised, so he adds the 2 points. So now it's a 7-point game. Just have a look here once more. Good work down there by Nyoka. And those players hadn't retreated, which gave them even more space. And Ryan Miller joined the line at the perfect time. Says to the local crowd, be silent. We're the form team here.
That would get under a few guys' skin.
Restarted there by Gav Scott. He goes deep once more. Talking about getting under the the home crowd skin. At that Centurion game, our man of the match on the day was nearly accosted by somebody in the crowd because he was so good against his favorite team.
Absolutely. I think if you can achieve that, then you played your role very well on the field.
Once again looking for quick ball. Lovely little pass inside by Scott to the fullback Tythan Adams, but it hits him in the chest instead of into the bread basket.
Unfortunately that pass goes a begging, but I'm telling you, the skill level here is really something to look at, and the interplay, people not taking the safe option, and almost like fortune favors the brave here.
And the adventurous play came because referee Kelsey Simmons was playing advantage here to the Old Boys. Now there's a chance to set up the line-out drive with that touch finder.
Just keep that space for me. Make sure everyone else is in.
Just 5 meters out. It's an important throw for Carl Butler once more, the hooker of Old Boys. Let's see how they set this one up.
He's gone to Mark van Aswegen twice in a row now, so you can expect the ball going to him again. Oh, very good competing there from College Rovers.
Stripped away. Taken upfield now by Rovers. They're very quick to turn defense into attack.
And Nsika Fisanti really running hard and playing really well.
Good exit strategy there by the cool head of Inikadebe. Takes the play up to the 22. He's happy with that kick.
10 minutes into the game, and this is only the first time that that Rovers have kicked the ball.
We'll deal with it.
Nothing. Guys, no. Butler once more. He goes deep with a throw and doesn't find his man again. Opportunity here for Rovers. They get it away. Mwelin Mwango. There's your boy again. Look how quick that support comes in here. Over the ball, and Nyoka with a bit of an errant pass. That will put them on the back foot ever so slightly. And that's a lovely, fortunate little bounce.
Very good kick from Api Westemele, under a lot of pressure. Unfortunately, a pass from Nyoka didn't find its target, but Stemele really saving the day for his team.
Very good position to be in, and demoralizing for the home side after all that pressure to now be back in your own half again.
Unfortunately for them, I mean, they are playing a set-piece based game, and you can't lose. You can't lose now almost 3 lineouts in a row if you are going to base your game on set piece.
And here they go again. Gav Scott ankle tapped. Yeah, plays it out nicely. Coombs with the quick pass, and they're looking to get it out wide as quickly as they possibly can. It's Brandon Bailing.
Again from their own half, College Rovers giving the ball air and choosing not to kick the ball back.
Player chasing down his own kick, but returned here with interest by the Old Boys. It's that man again, Ricky Bamba. Coombe now looking for his players. Lovely, nifty interplay by the forwards there. It's a good pass to Hein Potgieter. He makes a few more meters.
Lovely, lovely club rugby. And number 8, Calvin Adam, taking the ball up, just securing possession for his team. Don't know whether Old Boys have advantage here, but Carl Mudgeway putting the ball up.
A little bit of dodgy-bargy. That's just a nice way of greeting one another after 13 minutes of play.
I'm sure they're not used to be televised, so normally in club rugby things are sorted out on the field and not off the field. Like you can rightly see there, the temper's flaring a little bit.
Keep going.
Yeah, Masuli Ngwango and Ntsika Fisanti, along with Vanele Zwane, they're such a good hunting party. And there's always one that is the peacemaker. On that occasion, it was Ngwango who just stood over with the opposing side and said, "Don't worry, cool heads, don't worry. And wait till that contact comes again."
I'm sure Fisanti would rather make peace after the game than during the 80 minutes on the field.
You got to keep it that way. Good friendly battle. Now it's Captain Jared Crouch just having a few words here with the referee. Let's see what this is all about.
I don't know how friendly it is if you are trailing 7 by 7 points.
Let's play rugby. Leave everything else us. All right. Okay, we're here for a high tackle.
Simple as that. Referee wants no other words. There was a high tackle that he saw. He's called the penalty. Everything else superfluous to the cause. Scott will put it out on the far side, and once again the Old Boys side are within striking distance. Can Butler find his man in the line out this time? No, it's stripped away again, but pressure here. Nyoka looking to relieve, and it's Inikhadebe. No, it's not. Apologies. It is that man Fisanti with the carry out of a danger zone.
Unfortunately for Carl Butler, he's not finding his jumpers. I think that was like two opportunities went a begging 5 meters from the line for Old Boys, but they did manage to keep possession, so let's see if they can build something better off the base of a scrum.
The opportunities from the lineouts, I'm afraid, have gone a begging thus far. Scott, quick ball from Coombe, and once again through the hands and lost. It's the try scorer Miller who tried to strip that one away. Was that a deliberate knockdown?
I don't know whether it was a deliberate knockdown, but Old Boys keeping possession. Very, very difficult to catch the ball on the line of scrimmage or on the advantage line if you're running at full pace. So I'm sure the forward pack of Old Boys would want to lay a little bit better foundation and maybe even attack the blind side.
Fine.
Yeah, ample opportunity to get onto the scoreboard. Old Boys, they haven't converted yet. Can they dominate the set phase? The men in the front row stand up, but Scott gets the ball out. It came out quickly through Coombe.
No, leave it 9, leave it 9.
You can hear the call there from the referee. Man on the ground, playing the ball.
Around his neck.
And that is another get out of jail card for College Rovers.
Ryan Miller really, really pumped and defending very well there in the vacuum. I know we said Ini Radebe likes to play very flat and he likes to take the ball to the line, but Gav Scott also taking the ball up to the line, really running hard, and if they kept possession a little bit better, that could have been a try.
And let's also respect the monster first 16 minutes there for Ryan Miller, the inside centre of Rovers. He was the try scorer, finishing off good work by the scrum half of his side. And they a monster moment in defence. Man who hails from Bellville originally before we made the move up to Durban, and that's just a bit of a sloppy pass. Players getting in one another's way there. Don't expect that from the loose forwards. You expect it from the front rowers, don't you?
Yes, you do expect that from the front rowers, but Fusanti running so hard, I don't think anybody expected him to give that pass there, and I agree with his teammates. If you are on form like he is, you would want him to carry the ball as much as possible.
Absolutely. Let's see what they can do with it now. It's a feed for Rovers once more. At which point do they feel that they simply have to convert here? That's scrum. Turning. Full back joined, and good work there by Tythan Adams.
Okay, release.
Still on the side of Old Boys. Mark van Aswegen. He gets taken back here, and now good work behind Potgieter. He finds a little bit of a half gap. And it's the big man. Won't be fast progress, but progress nonetheless. And now, lovely little step on the inside, and it's made available. Sweet hands here. Eventually ends up with Calvin Adam, the 8th man. This is good play.
Mark van Aswegen with a few deft touches. Both locks, for that matter, really offloading well in contact and keeping the ball alive.
Little bit of a kick into space at the back there, and confusion amongst the Rovers players.
Unfortunately for Mark van Aswegen, a guy with his skill level, would have expected him to go for the ball a little bit. He almost like, I don't know whether he didn't see the ball, but with a tall guy like him there, kick into space 5 meters from the line. Maybe next time he should just try to get the ball and offload again like he's done so many times in the first 20 minutes.
So we see the head injury protocol observed for Bram Mouton. Took a bit of a knock to the head there. How many times have you undergone that? And what questions do you remember from it?
They ask you 5 words and I've memorized them actually. Carpet, bubble, saddle. Anyway, so if you learn them by heart before, then you pass it quickly.
And they never change the order? They never change the words?
Not yet.
Smells to me like a plan.
Crouch. Fine.
Team plan. I won't say which or ask which one.
Maybe they just think rugby players are not smart enough to remember them anyway.
Collapse at scrum time here. Listen in on what the ref has to say. He's having a word here with Rovers. He's not happy.
Rovers really putting in a good effort here. Every single scrum they've been dominant against what looks like a bigger pack. So the synergy and the rhythm from the Rovers side are really on par, and something that they can be proud of.
Het is interessant dat die span hier van Old Boys agterloop. Nog nie punte aangeteken nie. Maar die skare is redelik stil. En hulle is ingepak. Hulle span speel goeie rugby, maar het nog 'n punte op die bord. Dis op hierdie soort van tyd in 'n wedstryd wat jy verwag dat die tuiskare nou bietjie gehoor word om hulle span aan te spoor.
Ongelukkig vir hulle was dit elke keer net daai laaste paas wat nie voltooi is nie. So ek dink hulle sal sekerlik wil probeer om net so bietjie meer tyd daar deur te bring. Ek bedoel 20 minute in die wedstryd. Dit is 'n baie belangrike tyd as hulle nou kan punte aanteken, dan sal hulle met selfvertroue in halftyd ingaan maar Rovers speel regtig goed.
Heel against the head here. What fantastic work in the scrum there by College Rovers. They keep it alive. That's Ryan Miller once again, who put his body on the line there to keep the ball available.
A wonderful, wonderful duel by the two number 12s, Brogan Bull and Ryan Miller. Both of them really hard in contact, whether they're carrying the ball, whether they're defending, and they're really doing well for their team. Both players really playing their hearts out.
Can we talk about the way that Rovers are scrumming in this game?
I did not see that coming. I agree with you, and it really doesn't help Old Boys that they've lost 4 lineouts on their own throw.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best of afternoons for Kyle Butler. Man who too was once upon a time turning out for Rovers. Once again, does not find his man. That ball is deep and loose and falls to Rovers. They get it out to Pico Subachle, who takes the gap superbly. Now, how far can he go? Little kick into the gap at the back. Bounces sweetly for him as well. But good clean-up work eventually there by his opposite number. Is it Aston Lawson, who came in with a very good defensive play there for Old Boys. Was he held back though?
Wonderful, wonderful play by College Rovers. It's wonderful to see a team that use overturned possession and having a go and not taking the safe option. And to their credit, it's counting in their favour. They are absorbing the pressure very well, and the 1 or 2 times that they had opportunity, they've really used it well.
Got a little bit lucky there, Aston Lawson, with pick up off that kick and the bounce that came. It fell kindly to Pico Sobachle, just could not get there. So time off at the moment. Injury to the man who eventually did the clean-up work there for Old Boys.
Unfortunately for Old Boys, that again came against from a line-out that they couldn't control. So maybe something for them to look at is using the quick throw-in.
That is forward of the hand of an Old Boys player. Captain Jared Crouch, he'll grab the ball away.
Jared Crouch playing a monster game against a monster of a human being, Matt Jackson. This Rovers pack can be proud of their performance so far and can be proud of their effort so far.
So when you're faced with an opposite number that is of that stature, I mean, in the scrum it's easy, jy het maar net dat een vashou plek. Maar as hy man met bal in hand aangehardloop kom, Janie, wat is die taktiek wat jy gebruik?
Ek dink jy gaan net laag. Hy's baie groot. So ek dink jy probeer sy spasie bietjie min maak sodat hy nie kan spoed optel nie. En dit is iets wat Rovers sover regtig goed reg gekry het. Matt Jackson baie goed die bal gedra sover, maar hulle het sy spasie toegemaak en Rovers verdedig verskriklik goed.
Matt Jackson, 'n man wat vir die EP Kings uitgedraf het in 2021 die laaste jaar, of liewer op onder 21 vlak in 2015, is die laaste keer. Hy het ook 'n bynaam wat mens nou nie op televisie kan gebruik nie. Kom ons stel dit net so. Kyk hoe vinnig kom die bal nou hier uit vir College Rovers. Hy is beskikbaar van Joka, maar is die 8ste man daar. Mesuli Mwango, wat hom inhou. Ryan Miller, hy het reeds 'n 3 gedruk.
Great defense by Gavin Scott. Ryan Miller running really hard and on form, and a great leg tackle from Gavin Scott.
Devin met die aangee binne toe, en nou kom hy uit op die Old Boys se kant. Is weggeneem. So min spasie, goeie verdediging weer eens. Daar word hy man nou van sy voete af gedwing. Sminien Tlemtetwa.
Gav's got in the pocket, but Dylan Koom taking the kick, relieving pressure from his backline.
Lieflike werk hier deur AP Westimele. En daar is 'n man weer Tsika Visante met die bal. Het dit vorentoe gegaan? Skeieregter sê ja. You can see how protective they are over Inigadebe. Any excess contact, the forwards will come and clean you out.
And rightly so. Your 10 is your decision maker, and if you protect him, he makes your job easier, and it's your job to make his job easier.
Fair to say that Rovers have had it all their own way, and with all the sort of various facets of the game here this afternoon. Even if we just look past the scoreline, it has been a fairly dominant display in the tight facets of the game.
It has, and in contact as well. Running with vigor and in contact, every contact situation, the College Rovers players have really done well.
Gav Scott again with that little box kick in behind the defense, but it's not going to find the intended mark. Apiwestimele handles it well. Now out to Pico Subatle. He can run with the ball. Very difficult man to get off his feet, even with that high center of gravity.
Ryan Miller again taking the ball up, running into contact, doing it well, and conserving possession.
Yorka was looking to take it quickly there, and there was space on that far side of the field. The referee just slowing them down, so Inigadebe will buy them some breathing room.
Yorka, really, his decisions on when to make the game quick and when to take his time has been brilliant. Always a threat at the base of a ruck, and he's making his team play forward.
True story. Team doctor on the field right now, Emily Butler. Just receiving a bit of treatment at the moment is Bramutun, but perhaps she should just have a quick little word with her husband Kyle. Two of them are married. Just to say, honey, can you find your jumpers in the lineouts, please? It may just bring us back into this game.
Udo, I don't know whether you like it when your wife tells you about rugby. I'm sure Kyle would be like me and would not want some advice from his wife at this moment.
I'll just say I'd need to get a wife first. So, big team talk here. That's being controlled and led by Jason Alexander. College Rovers, they will be happy with the way that they've played in this first half, but I think just like Westville, will feel that they need to perhaps just have a little bit more to show for it. Just 7 points in it.
If the second team's scoreline was anything to go by, I don't think we're going to have a runaway game. And Rovers, great. They had a great start, scoring a try, but Old Boys making them work hard for every single inch, every single meter. And fortunately for Rovers, they're just using the opportunities a little bit better than Old Boys.
Yeah, they've been stuck a number of times 5 meters out. Have Old Boys with just the line-out jumper needing to be found. We still don't know what their line-out more looks like, because or the line-out drive looks like, because we haven't seen them set it up yet, and yet they've been on that 5 meter line of College Rovers 3 times, if I recall correct. 4 times in this half.
Rugby is a lot about conversion. I mean, if you have 4 opportunities and you could at least convert half of them, then they would have been leading. So I think that is something that they will talk about among each other, and telling themselves to almost like just the opportunities that we do have, just use them a little bit better.
Inigadebe with a touch finder just short of the 22 of Old Boys. So they look to close out the first half hour of this match. applying pressure on the home side. Now what can Jason Alexander do? He finds his man with absolute regulatory ease here. Tsika Visanti through the middle. He's got support on his outside. In fact, it was Fanele Zwane there. Visanti standing by. Nyoka lets Inikhadebe go. That's a weird little kick, but somehow it's going to work out unless it went out directly. Nearly fell into the clutches there of Pico Sobahle.
Slided off the inside of his foot. That was a pre-planned move, and with a little bit better execution it could have worked for Rovers, but great defense from Old Boys, and hopefully Ryan Butler can find his jumper.
Perhaps now that the wife's been on the field, message has passed. Let's see. Will he go deep once more? Does go deep, finds his man, but rather fortuitously. Let's just put it that way.
Unplanned, but still works.
So, Old Boys deciding what to do with the ball. It's slow here by them. Exit strategy is just to get it up the field by scrum of Ryan Coombe. He doesn't find the touch finder. Pico Sobahle is not going to need a second invitation to get over the advantage line, which he does perfectly there. Jared Crouchard wide with the rest of his front row. How's this for a carry? All the way through. Have a look at this. Beats 1 man, 2 men, 3 men. What a try that is. Oh my goodness.
Marco Pelvi. The try that any tight forward wants to score. Great show of pace on the outside. Bumped 2 players. I would say maybe that could be try of the season.
My goodness. Poor Dylan Coombe coming in cover defense there. Have a look at this. So he beats Jackson. For pace, not too difficult. Then beats Josh Moon. And then poor Coombe comes across, and Palvi says thank you very much and takes a man over the line with him as well. So Carl Butler, 4 men beaten, and Marco Palvi with what surely has to be one of the tries of the season, as you've put it.
I don't know if he scored many tries like that. I certainly haven't, but I think if I was his family I would tape this, and whenever he's having a bad day they just need to show him that, and it would make him feel better. It makes me feel better.
I mean, at first glance it was weird to sort of see your 4 and your number 1 out wide, but how well did they utilize that little bit of space that they had on the blind there?
Started with Pico Sobahle. He hasn't been tackled once in this game, so great carry from him, and brilliant try.
1 from 1 for Inikhadebe already. Can he get the second conversion in between the uprights? It's a sweet strike into that sun, looking for the flags. Gets it as well. 14 points the lead. So the momentum that was ever so slightly stunted after that first try by Rovers now seems set to continue the final 10 minutes of this half because of the storming run by Marco Palvi. So close to the line. Just everything in red, blue and white bumping off him for a fantastic try. Nyoka delighted for his teammate.
Straight into the action again. The lock pairing of Rovers. Nyoka opting to kick, something that he hasn't done well, but something that he did very well at the one time that he did use it.
Defensive error there by Aston Lawson. Did so well a couple of minutes ago to foil Pico Sobahle, who was advancing on the try line. Ball went right through his mitts on that occasion. And guess who? It's Carl Butler. Much better. To the front of the line out and finds his man. Counter attack, yeah. Lovely carry by Josh Moon.
Josh Moon running into the vacuum very well, but unfortunately for Old Boys, they got caught behind the ruck by Nyoka, putting up very good pressure.
Terrific step there. by Tyden Adams.
Great defense from Torrance.
Cool with a kick upfield now. Should be a man under it, and is. Doesn't really go for it. Fortunate that it's off the bodies and goes backwards. So Tyrone Miller, he does cleaning up here for his side. But has it been stripped away?
Yeah, that was very good by Ryan Miller. I thought that Old Boys going to go for a possession there, and unfortunately at the next ruck give away a penalty.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple of times this afternoon.
One over,
Becoming a familiar scene.
Yes, he's still got to come his
How good is it to see this Rovers side full of running? As soon as the space opens up, that's what they want to do with the ball.
They're changing their play from kicking and running very, very well, and that's controlled by Ini Radebe and Nyoka. When they kick well, and always a threat, so they're really putting up a great performance.
It's fair to say the Old Boys supporters have been stunned to silence here in the first half.
Yes, I would be stunned to silence as well.
This is where you need the crowd.
Absolutely.
To the back there by Jason Alexander, but it wasn't in straight. It was obvious from that angle.
Don't know whether I agree with that that plan. Rovers have been putting Old Boys under pressure with easy ball, so wouldn't necessarily force it at the back. Jason Alexander, unfortunately, the throw just creeping to the right.
Looks like Matt Jackson in that attempt to stop Marco Palby's injured himself, because we've got a replacement now for him on the field.
Luke Charter, also a big boy in his own right.
Fine.
Seems a prerequisite for that side of the scrum. How's that for a shove by Rovers? Quick ball out, and just as well. Gav Scott with the up and under. That's gone forward off the hands and will be advantage to Rovers in any case. And now the field will open up to them. Tsika Fisanti. Nyoka now to Inichadebe. Looks for the skip pass and finds it. Sergio Torrance on the far side here. Keeps it alive, keeps it available, but gives the ball away in the process.
No.
What did Mr. Simmons see? What we didn't see?
Clearly nothing, because he's got to consult with his touch judge here, who's made the call.
Touch call.
Okay.
It'd be interesting, because Sergio Torrance, that run looked clean, then he gave it away.
So it wasn't late.
Proper end-to-end rugby.
No, I'm happy to start the ball.
Unfortunately for Old Boys, you had Brogan Bull under the ball at the kick, but
so
just couldn't control the ball.
I was happy with the tackle, alright, but getting up and pushing man's head into the ground is not acceptable. So going back for the penalty for that, not for a late tackle. Yeah, I was happy with the timing of as he's 13, as he stood up, he shoved the man's head into the ground. Where he's tackling.
All right, so there we go. Clarity by Kelsey Simmons. Given there to Gav Scott. He has a word back, but we heard it there very clearly. It wasn't for what happened on the close side of the field here on your screens. It was the earlier breakdown where the tackle was made and then there was a bit of retaliation for the tackle. So College Rovers will have the ball either way.
Well, the referee can never be wrong, but I think that little bit of a push and a shove is part of club rugby, and fortunately for Rovers, they get the penalty, and hopefully they can use it.
Debe takes it over the halfway line. That is a monster of a touch find, and he's impressed by himself here.
Ini Radebe, something that I always remember seeing him play. He's always has a smile on his face. He enjoys being there, loves what he does, and what a great example for all of us.
up to and beyond the 22 of Old Boys. Jason Alexander, the man from Wynberg Boys High back in the day, finds his man. The drive is on, but stunted very, very quickly. Try scorer Marco Palvi in behind that maul. Nyoka sets up store. Who else but Ntsika Fisanti now with the carry. Support is there, but was it a tad bit late? Referee says yes. That's good defensive work by Westville.
Unfortunately, Ryan Miller missing the clean there, and the captain Jared Crouch. Great contesting from Old Boys at the ruck, but Fisanti really playing his heart out. He's having a monster of a game.
Yeah, Westville will just have to control the controllables. That kick was there to be gotten out. It was on a penalty ball, and have a look at this now. A massive return here by College Rovers through the hand superbly. That hasn't gone forward off Merlin Mwango. Referee says no play on. Lovely carry here. It's on by Daniel Stokes. Nyoka finds Marco Palvi, who's tackled here, nearly loses the ball.
Great hit by Ryan Butler, hitting a man that can carry straight on and almost hitting him that he loses the ball in possession.
This has come from a penalty that was not put out. What was meant to be a position of dominance for Westville on the other side of the field now ends up with them defending on their own try line.
Menethe Metetwa having a great break, and like I said so many times in the first half, Rovers really giving the ball air and playing to their strengths and playing with a lot of confidence.
Let's just listen to the referees here, because it looked like one of the players was celebrating as if they'd scored a try in that corner there. But there'll be another conference by the men in the neon colours.
Is it half time? I see the coaches on the field.
I didn't see the call there with that last play. On the official clock, we're still short of the 40 minutes required to end the half. But it looks like referee Kelsey Simmons certainly has called time on the first 40 minutes.
Like I said, the referee can never be wrong.
So, an enthralling first half where there were signs of life by Westville Old Boys, but the home side, they trail by 14 points to 0 after 2 unanswered tries by the visitors, College Rovers. Fantastic try by Ryan Muller, and then an even better one by Marco Palvi to go and dot down after what looked like a good 40-meter run.
Well, Rovers both tries going a little bit against the run of play. Old Boys will surely have a few hard words that they can't execute when they work hard, but great lead for Rovers.
53% territory for Old Boys. They haven't turned that into points. That's why they are trailing 14 points to 0 after the first 40 minutes. We'll be back in just a bit.
On Siaya, come wild with us. The vast expanses of South Africa are teeming with wildlife, and its scenic beauty is incomparable. We're gonna hit the road again for season 5 of Siaya, and we'll be kicking off the journey with these guys.
My name is Miriam. I'm Akila.
I am Daddy.
And my name is Merlin.
And don't forget Wumpy, their trusted guide and companion.
The sea urchin. That's the mouth. Right there.
From the ocean waters into the bushveld, we explore the extraordinary wildlife roaming our country's magnificent landscapes.
And you guys, the other side of the screen, will, don't tell them, see some real live dinosaurs. And on the roll, you would see grass move.
And storytelling gets real. Siaya, come wild with us Wednesdays at 4 on 2.
Karitsine, Ma Africa Dance, an invitation to an exploratory journey to find worth, lessons, and deeper meaning in our heritage of traditional dance. Teachings enriched by a pot of wisdom, and people with a desire to pass on a legacy of knowledge. Garitene, Ma Africa Dance, Tuesday, 8:30, SABC2.
Tuesday on 2. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Wat's okay?
But good intentions can lead to costly miscalculations.
Okay, maar dit sal my kontrak moet wees.
Consider it done.
Hoekom pas so breed weer?
Tough love. Success
Ek gaan 'n empire bou.
cannot be bought. It has to be earned at any cost. Sterlopers, Tuesday 19:30 on 2.
A few good phases. I'm telling you, Rovers look like they're full of running and running really hard. And
Beautiful break here by Nsika Fisanti. Will be a penalty in front of the poles. What do they do with it? It's taken quickly by Nyoka. He's looking for a break, and there it comes through the hands, and first try of the day for the College Rovers side. It looks like inside centre Rian Muller who gets the first 5. Lovely little finish off there by good work done by Sinavuyo Nyoka, the scrum half. Yeah, it was quick thinking there by the scrum half after that initial carry by Nsika Fisanti. We told you he's going to be a factor. He certainly has. Inikadebe gets the flags raised, so he adds the 2 points. So now it's a 7-point game. Wow. Old Boys deciding what to do with the ball. It's slow here by them. Exit strategy is just to get it up the field by scrum off Ryan Koom. He doesn't find the touch finder. Pico Sabatle is not going to need a second invitation to get over the advantage line, which he does perfectly there. Jared Crouch out wide with the rest of his front row. How's this for a carry? All the way through. Have a look at this. Beats 1 man, 2 men, 3 men. What a try that is. Oh my goodness.
Marco Pelvi. The try that any tight forward wants to score. Great show of pace on the outside. Bump 2 players. I would say maybe that could be try of the season.
My goodness. Poor Dylan Koom coming in cover defense there. Have a look at this. So he beats Jackson. For pace, not too difficult. Then beats Josh Moon. And then poor Koom comes across, and Palvi says thank you very much and takes a man over the line with him as well. So Carl Butler, 4 men beaten, and Marco Palvi with what surely has to be one of the tries of the season, as you've put it.
I don't know if he scored many tries like that. I certainly haven't, but I think if I was his family, I would tape this, and whenever he's having a bad day, they just need to show him that, and it would make him feel better. It makes me feel better.
I mean, at first glance, it was weird to sort of see your 4 and your number 1 out wide. But how well did they utilize that little bit of space that they had on the blind there?
Started with Pico Sabatle. He hasn't been tackled once in this game, so great carry from him, and brilliant try.
1 from 1 for Inikadebe already. Can he get the second conversion in between the uprights? It's a sweet strike into that sun, looking for the flags. Gets it as well. 14 points the lead. Welcome back. Second half time now between Westville Old Boys and College Rovers. 14-0 the lead after the first 40 minutes, thanks to tries by Ryan Muller and a blind over try by Marco Palvi. Gav Scott gets them going again, captain of Old Boys. The deep kick, but it's returned nicely by Nyoka. Scrum off. And now looking to carry it with support there. It's number 6, Josh Moon. He's had a good half. Lovely little pass there onto Bram Mouton. Takes it up a few more meters before he was stopped in his tracks there by Nsika Fisanti. Now knocked on, but recovered nicely by Carl Mudgway. Hasn't had too much to say in the first half. Lovely defense.
Very important for Old Boys to score next now, and they do look like they are going to start the second half with a bang.
Looks like Rob Scott, the head coach, has had some fierce words in the break, but equally fierce that tackle there on Gav Scott. Caught him ball and all, did Daniel Stokes.
Unfortunately, not a lot of options for him, but good play from Old Boys. They had quick ball and they kept the ball flat, and they really ran hard.
Yeah, it was referee Simmons who was playing advantage there, so it's an opportunity here for finally for Old Boys to get on the scoreboard. Compliments of the kicking boot of Gav Scott.
Come on, shooter, break that duck and get your team going.
Going to chalk these 3 points up already. We need to get this game going. The side has shown that they are capable. Let's cheer them along, because the home fans are fairly quiet, as I said, all first 40 minutes. Yeah, didn't put the mockers on him. The flags are raised.
Great kick. Now the account's open, and great start in the second half by Old Boys. Now for them just to keep the ball and doing a little bit more of the same.
And from a team perspective, it was such an important score. I mean, you pointed it out there that they really needed to score the first points of this half, because if 14-0 becomes, heaven forbid, 19-0 and another try by Rovers, as a side you almost feel you're dead and buried. Yeah. As the head coach who had those fierce words at the half, you almost feel like, oh no, karma's against us today.
Absolutely right, Udo. And the thing is, if the scoreboard starts putting pressure on you as well, then the pressure on the field is multiplied by 10, and unfortunately you force things, and a team like Rovers looks like they're going to pounce on every single mistake that any team makes, so you want to start well.
There's another area that needs improving from the first half, and he gets it as well. Carl Butler with a good throw here. Now they can set it up. Gav Scott stopped in his tracks by those big men of Rovers.
Great tackle by Masuli Mkango. Mr. Bull, line break, unfortunately loses the ball in contact. And the story of Old Boys' game today, they do 5 things well, just to make a mistake when they need to keep the ball.
This is the fundamental difference between this level of the game and its highest level. It's those finer moments in execution. It was such a good break there by Brad Bailing, and then he lost the ball forward, and then between Api Westimela and Sergio Torrens, the ball was lost forward again by Rovers. Tight margins.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. No, he's not.
Rovers scrumming very well. Scrumming really well. Great explode, great rhythm, great timing. If I was Westville Old Boys, I would get the ball out as quick as possible, because the longer you keep the ball in there, the more pressure your team is going to have to absorb.
Is this just timing of the shove in unison? Because as soon as that engage comes, just have a look at how quickly Rovers are out of the blocks, whereas Old Boys it looks like they're still trying to get their scrum going.
Absolutely, they're hitting and holding, and Rovers really exploding brilliantly. So the forward coach from Rovers can be rightly proud of his work, because that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of hours to get people on the same page like that.
This is just remarkable. They've sort of grown another gear as far as their scrumming is concerned, and those forwards are proud as punch at the moment. The backline players coming to just slap the high fives. Sergio Torrens there.
Jared Crouch playing a captain's innings on the loose hit side, almost spearheading that attack in the scrum for Rovers.
Dat ook nie uit nie. Geleentheid hier vir Westville om met rente terug te keer hier.
Sien, dit is vir my die verskil van die twee spanne. Ek dink as die kere wat Westville nie uitgeskop het nie, het Rovers 'n kans gevat en die bal 2 passes gegee en gekyk of hulle miskien spasie op 'n ander plek kan kry. Waar skop nie die bal uit nie, maar Old Boys sit hulle nie onder druk nie, want hulle skop net die bal terug en dan het Rovers nog steeds die bal.
Ons kyk wat gedoen gaan word hier van die lyn staan en die Gadebe het lieflike voete. Joka met manne rondom hom, hy soek na die skop hier agter in die verdediging in. Goeie wip van die bal en gaan uitwees of nie.
Baie goeie besluit deur in Joka, maar baie wel gedaan deur Aston Lawson om die druk terug te sit op Rovers.
Ja, baie interessante roep deur die skeieregter Marco Pelvi wat die bal aan die lewe hou. En hy het 'n goeie 20 meter gedraai hier, maar uiteindelik is die bal vorentoe van sy hande af. Aanvanklik gedink het op die kantlyn van die hande afgekom het en die skare het ook so gedink.
Hoorie, Marco Pelvi speel 'n reuse. Hy speel sy hart uit. Baie moeilik om te duik. Soos jy sal sien, maak van Aswegen wat daar gesien het, dit is nie sommer net van grond toe bring nie. Marco Pelvi nie net bring hy sy kant in die vaste fasette nie, maar hy is regtig wat hulle noem 'n gamebreaker op die oomblik vir sy span.
Maar Janie, ek moet jou vra, in jou mening was dit vorentoe van 'n College Rovers hand af? Wat my gelyk asof daar 'n Westville handjie deurgekom het.
Soos wat ek al vir jou gesê het, Udo, die skeieregter maak nooit 'n fout nie, maar ek wil met jou saamstem, ongelukkig is dit iets wat hy gemis het, want dit moes nog steeds Rovers se besit gewees het.
Ja, hy man Marco Pelvi was in volle vaart gewees toe hy grond toe gebring is en in die proses is die bal vorentoe. Volgens die skeieregter, kom ons stel dit maar so. Ek sê nog steeds, hierdie tuiskare vir my net so bietjie papperig. Hulle moet net eenvoudig bietjie meer geraas maak rondom die veld. Hulle span het nou juis punte aangeteken.
Baie moeilik om geraas te maak as 'n speler soos Marco Pelvi al jou voorspelers soos velle van hom laat af bonds.
Sy hy nou nog steeds op die veld, kom ons kyk. Belangrike speler vir College Rovers.
Crouch.
Old Boys should look for what they call a channel 1 ball. Just get the ball in and out as quick as possible because their scrum is under pressure, which they rightly did. Gav Scott with a kick to relieve pressure, and you can expect Rovers to run this back.
Meli wat 'n gaping soek. So afgaping en nou die bal van sy aan af. Het behoort voordeel te wees aan Old Boys.
Great tackle from Kelvin Adam. Great tackle. On a back. Rovers again looking to give the ball air. Ini Radebe against the way he plays, kicking, and unfortunately not a good kick. Old Boys has to put them under pressure now, but somebody being offside. Quick tap. Oh, Aston Lawson. Bad luck. Had the right idea. Ryan Miller with a great tackle.
Still be their ball though. So the referee says you still have options. But Lawson nearly giving the ball away there.
Nearly kicking himself into the hospital as well.
So what's it going to be? Looks like Gav Scott. He'll have a shot there for the line.
Certainly not a scrum.
That's for sure. Given the last 3 or 4 that we've seen.
Yes.
I
think Old Boys should just get the ball any which way and sort of just run around the corner, same way play, and try to put Rovers under pressure the way Rovers put them under pressure.
Dying to see this line out drive all day. My goodness. Every good thing counted by a mistake.
Unfortunately for Kyle Butler, just a little bit to the wayside. And now they'll have to stand in the scrum where they're just absorbing pressure. very, very unfortunate for his team.
Ek dink is tyd dat die spandokter van Rovers nou weer op die veld kom. Mevrou Butler, Emily Butler.
Dalk gaan mevrou Butler vir hulle sê, maak net vinnige ingooi, want hulle lyk gevaarlik as hulle die bal het, maar ongelukkig gee hulle die bal meer weg as wat hulle omhou.
Man, ek weet nie wat sy die laaste keer gesê het nie, of sy wel 'n woordjie gehad het, of miskien net so 'n vuil kykie gegee het nie, maar toe sy op die veld afkom, nadat sy een van die spelers behandeling gegee het, het hy veel beter gegooi in die lyn staan.
Hulle 3 in 'n ry gekry, ja, jy is 100% reg.
Fantastiese beheer hier agter in die skram, en is Ryan Miller, die man wat die eerste 3 van die wedstryd gedruk het. Hy vind homself nou in spasie, probeer om hom wyd uit te speel, grond toe met die bal, nog steeds aan die besit van Rovers. En die Gadebe het 'n lang aangee buite toe. Pico Sobahle, nou in die hande hier van Apiwe Stimele. Veld in, maar was hy vorentoe. Goeie verdedigingswerk hier deur, het lyk soos Tyden Adams al heel agter. Kom uit op die kant van Rovers, daar is nog spasie, lieflike bal, maar die aangee is net te sterk deur die hande van Stimele.
Ongelukkig vir beide spanne. Elke keer as hulle verskriklike goeie spel het, is dit net daai laaste paas wat verlore gaan, en ja, daai was 'n oop doellyn. Apiwe Stimele wat instrumenteel was in daai goeie teenaanval, kon ongelukkig nie by hom uitkom om af te rond nie.
Wat 'n jammerte. Was so goeie fase spel hier deur eintlik albei spanne.
Begin die Ryan Miller daar in sy eie 22 meter. Nie net is hy goed in kontak nie, nie net is hy nie bang nie, nie net verdedig hy goed nie, maar hy het 2 goeie aftrappe daar gehad, en dit lyk of hy 'n goed afgeronde speler is wat voete het en sy man kan staan in kontak.
Hulle druk plaas op die lyn staan van Rovers, of liewer Old Boys. Hy's heeldag al onder druk. Sit 'n nuwe hakker wat nou stelling inneem. Lyk nie soos Kyle Butler nie. Weer eens gaan hulle diep, en die man word gevind. Groot kans om te vat. Maar op hierdie stadium, op hierdie moment werk hy uit.
Great play by Gavin Scott to relieve pressure, and fortunately, or luckily, maybe it's not even luck, but Old Boys doing their best line out of the game, 5 meters from their own line out, and getting dividends from it.
Yeah, it always comes when you need it least. If you are trailing 14-3.
I would love to see whether Kyle Butler is off the field, Ollie Cash sitting on the bench. If it was him, then that was a great throw for his team, and shifting play to after the halfway line.
Yeah, a couple of heads being shaken here, but I've got a feeling those are the supporters of College Rovers. There's the man who sparked it all with the first try of the match, Ryan Miller, getting a little bit of attention. Referee Simmons saying that he perhaps has to just go for some blood work, it seems, around the nose. Hello. Sure you guys are having fun. Being in the warmest part of the country this weekend. If only your side could play rugby to match the weather in Durban. I'm told that it's a beautiful hot day there. Jason Alexander now the hooker for College Rovers. Been waiting an age to throw in here after that touch finder by Gav Scott. Finds his man superbly. Nyoka gets his side going. Sika Fasante here to Sulingwango. Daniel Stokes now looks to take it up, and he's pushed down the field there by Sibulelo Nanto, has joined the action as a substitute. Another fresh pair of legs there. It's Durant Kamek, former Irish international.
Rovers playing deep, looking to go wide. Iniradebe with a great pass, and they do find a little bit of space. Torrance on the wing, and he will score. What a great try. Rovers playing great rugby, and fortunately for them, having the last pass to just finish that move.
He's a man who loves to run with the ball. Have a look at this. Skip pass by Iniradebe. And then out to Sergio Torrens. The field opens up for him. He's thinking inside, outside. Comes on the inside of his man. Jersey scragged, but it was not going to stop him. Have a look at the feet here. Hello. And on the inside there of Tythan Adams. No prize with the man at full speed. Fantastic try by Torrens there. Man who once upon a time was on the books of both Boerland and the Leopards. And also has a nickname that shall not be mentioned on television. We'll tweet it at some point, I'm sure. At Iniradebe, 100% record today.
The way he's kicked today, he should easily get this. Things looking a little bit tough for Westville Old Boys at the moment, seeing that there's more or less half an hour left. You do not want to give away a try at the moment.
Flags up, 2 points added. And the dominance we saw in the first half after a brief fight back, which yielded just a penalty. It's back to the way things have been for pretty much all match long.
22 and a half.
Well, we expected a very tough game, and tough it was, but you can see that Rovers on the day is more clinical, more well-rounded, and they lead by a healthy margin with half an hour to go.
Well, Westville will hope that the changes made will give them just an extra bit of punch in defence, because I got a funny feeling that if those ailing legs in the main are still on the field here, and this backline gets going after the dominance we've seen by their forwards, that Westville will be in a world of pain and trouble in this game.
Absolutely. Nyoka taking the right option. Unfortunately, the execution was a little bit off. So Ollie Cash on the field. His first throw was a great throw, 5 meters from the line. So let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, contested ball in the front of the line out, but he finds his jumper superbly. Now Scott with the skip pass. It's taken up there by Brogan Bull.
Ricky Bomber with great carry there. Oh no, unfortunately for them again, a flat pass on the line, on the advantage line, not being controlled, and Rovers just putting the ball back because they're leading by 20 points, and they don't need to do anything else. They need to play in the right areas, and great option by them.
Yeah, you see Carl Butler still on the field there.
I just saw the same thing now with Ollie Cash on the field. You wonder what position is Carl Butler playing at the moment. Maybe flanker?
Just need some time to work out who's gone off here in the meantime. But the net result is we've had a change in thrower at the line out for Old Boys. And so far, 2 from 2.
Number 18 Ox for Old Boys also on the field.
Where will Cash go this time? Finds his man again, and ironically finds the man who's been battling at line out time.
Ollie Cash making a big difference. Old Boys getting a bit of their set piece, and Carl Butler with a great carry there, 5 meters from the line. Westville looking dangerous. It looks like this last try just put the spark on what they needed.
Well, I think if anything, it just shows you how important execution in dangerous or profitable parts of the field can be for a side. It gives you a pep in your step to know, as we see here, the man who's been battling in the lineouts, but with a fantastic carrier, Ryan Butler. And it gives you a pep in your step to know that you're in a good position and you're executing.
Absolutely, Udo. If you execute well, then at least you can put the other team under pressure instead of just taking pressure like Westville have been taking for most of this game.
Yeah, so penalty to Westville, and it will be that man with ball in hand who now has a very important throw-in. Can this spark the Old Boys to life? There certainly is enough time left in this game. We are just shy of an hour.
21-10, much different from 21-3, I'll tell you that.
Take off his ante off his feet by my reckoning there, but the referee hasn't spotted it. Still ball of Westville. Santi needs to let go. He's not supporting his own body weight there either. Have a look at this. Scrum cap off Carl Butler. It means business here, as do Westville. Gav Scott with the sexy little pass on the outside.
Great hands. Oh no! How does that happen?
I'm gonna say it again. All the promise in the world put paid to by mistakes.
Looks like Bramerton unfortunately not controlling the ball well, but Westville looked dangerous for the last 5 minutes, so hopefully they can scrum better and just get the ball and try to do more of the same. They look dangerous when they keep the ball in hand, Carl Butler especially.
Wonder if they perhaps just think about stock standard letting the ball go through the hands every now and then. You see so many moments of over elaboration, particularly in club rugby, where sometimes the stock standard pass to your man on your outside is the thing to do.
I haven't thought of it that way, but I agree with you. It looks like they always look for the big play, whereas the normal,
water off, please. We're going.
You call it stock standard, but the easy play with just executed well is better than a great play not executed well.
And I say that because fly of Gav Scott had the little pass on the inside when the overlap was set up already. Just get the ball out wide.
Absolutely, just hands.
And the slap in the face, furthermore, is that it's not their possession at the scrum, it's not their feed at the scrum, it will be Rovers' ball. Gerardo Jars on the side, the man from Cluttersville in Stellenbosch.
Simoyo Nyoka had a great game. 60 minutes, great decision making, great kicks. He stole 2 balls, he was immense. So Gerardo Jars has got something to live up to in the last 20 minutes.
Well, I tell you what, all credit to Nyoka, because Gerardo Jars has been the chosen scrum half for Rovers in the last couple of years. He's a man who played age group level rugby for Western Province all the way from juniors until under 21, and then moved up to the Sharks, where he had a taste of Currie Cup rugby. So he is a fantastic 9 in his own right, but he's been kept out of the first team the last few matches because of the play of Nyoka.
Mkango, great pick and go from the back of the scrum, but great defense from Westville Old Boys. And a great kick, unfortunately not a great kick, I'm sorry to say, from Ini Radebe.
Adams here with the tricky feed, but he's a little bit isolated. The support is there now. It's a good pickup on the 22. Now taken further there by Ein Potgieter. Quick hands by Koom. They're out through their fly off. Another superb carry here by Ricky Bamba. Referee says hands off. Gav Scott with a skip pass to a man new on the field.
Again, Udo, exactly what you said. Why look for the offload in that situation where it would be better just to keep the ball? Because if you have possession, you control the game.
Yeah, it's eating the clock, it's eating your team's confidence, and it does absolutely nothing to the scoreboard.
By no means am I saying that you should play conservative rugby at club level. I'm absolutely not saying that, but if you've worked for 15 minutes to get into the 22 of the opposition, the closer you get there, you either have to concentrate a little bit better and a little bit more, or you have to play a little bit closer so that you don't make those mistakes.
And it's also transfer of pressure. If you in the opposition half for a number of phases, you're doing something that you haven't done in this game yet, which is put the defense of Rovers under sustained pressure, because every time they get into a good position, they're giving the ball away.
Exactly right, Udo. Jason Alexander with his big smile on his face. He had a great game, so lovely to see guys happy on the field after 60 minutes. Gerardo Jaars with a put in, and Rovers again looking like they're going to dominate the scrum.
It's been an exciting part of Rovers' play today. It's just saying chalk and cheese, the comparison between just how these sides engage as soon as the call comes from the referee. The one on fast forward, the other one looks like they are at half time.
Can I say something about Mr. Simmons? Every single game I've seen at club level, the referee has controlled the game brilliantly. So hats off to Kelsey Simmons, who's controlled this game brilliantly, and may we see more of the same.
Well, nicely at the back of the scrum there by the 8th man, Misuli Ngwango, and it's out now to Zika Fisanti. 3 men needed to hold him up there, and that was just perhaps a little knock there by Gerardo Jaars. Referee says no play on.
Still kept possession though. Wayward kick, and Westville Old Boys with a chance to either play conservatively or play a little bit quicker, which I think they should do, seeing that Rovers' back of forwards is tired.
It's a little box kick onto Sergio Torrens, who steps aside and doesn't make the catch cleanly. And now it's a lovely little carry there by Ox Komodi. Bumps his man off. It's kept alive. Gav Scott now looking for that sexy little pass on the inside again, and it's Rovers who keep control of it. It was off the hands of Pico Subatle, but went backwards. Now he makes a lovely run upfield, comes back to where the support is. On the outside to Gerardo Jaars, he's got the pace, he'll take it all the way. Lovely try. Being made to pay for over-elaboration. College Rovers with a wonderful counter for another 5-pointer.
End-to-end rugby. Just as I think Westville boys are gonna score, they make a mistake, and College Rovers make them pay. Their outside backs was brilliant today, and great support run by Gerardo Jaars to finish that off. Proper good number 9 support play from him, like you see Aaron Smith do for the All Blacks so very often.
Yeah, all credit there to Pico Subatle, who picked the ball up on his own 22. He's a 25-year-old man, is Pico Subatle, born in Mount Frere, lived in Kokstad before making the move to Northwood High School, where he matriculated in 2021. He's also the owner of an online sneaker store, by the way, so he's quite entrepreneurial and shows a clean pair of heels. What a fantastic charge upfield that was. Ini Khadebe, a chance here to keep his 100% record intact.
If he slots this, he just shows us that a class player.
Just going to be the first time he misses this afternoon indeed.
Difficult kick though. Not many guys kick it from where he had that kick, so great performance from Ini Radebe nonetheless.
I just before that try was scored, so we see a treatment going the way of Luke Charter, who has come onto the field as a replacement for the big Matt Jackson. But prior to the try being scored, it was Old Boys who on 4 occasions had the opportunity to make Rovers pay for mistakes from their exit strategy when they couldn't get the ball out, when they couldn't get the touch finders.
Exactly right, Udo. And unfortunately for Rovers, every single time that they've had those opportunities, that last pass just didn't go to hand.
They perhaps just need to be prepared to take the ball through more phases. You tire the opponents out in the process as well, for goodness sakes.
Dit lyk soos 'n kleedrepetisie wat 5 minute terug gebeur het. Old Boys met 'n lyn staan 5 meter van die doellyn af. Hulle hou hom nie voor nie. Hardloop in die vacuum in. En kom ons kyk of hulle nou 'n bietjie die bal kan hou.
Komadi niet op die veld. Hy lyk soos 'n man wat met krag kan hardloop en hy doen dit ook. Hou dit beskikbaar vir sy span. Hy speel nou weer na die linkerkant toe. Gav Scott met die aangee lieflik deur die hande. Is dit uiteindelik 'n 3 hier vir Westville Old Boys. Dis Carlton Thunder wat hier oorgaan vir 'n 3.
Wel gedaan. Soos ons nou 50 minute lank sê, as hulle net die bal kan hou, dan speel hulle baie goeie rugby en wel gedaan, Westville Old Boys. Shooter McGavin, Gav Scott with a kick, difficult kick for a left-footed kicker, but looks like a class player. I hope he makes it so that they're still in with a shot. 26-10, 12 minutes to go. That is absolutely doable.
He's been very good with the boot today. Certainly good contact. Is the direction there? I'm afraid not. So 2 points gone begging, but encouragement because they're finally on the board with the try. The Synergy Westville Old Boys side.
Number 18, Ox, running like an ox. Really, the time he's carried the ball, he's made a big impression. So great replacement, great decision from the coach. Would love to see him carrying the ball a little bit more with the last 10 minutes.
He's got this fantastic leg drive and pumps those legs through the tackle sometimes. Let's see if they can set him up one more time. It's a good take from a deep kick by Ini Radebe.
Mark van Aswegen, great skill, but unfortunately overdoing it a little bit. Who's that? Brameton. Brameton running into contact there, but the tackle sliding high. Gav Scott not making the kick.
Couple of changes made here for College Rovers. Atenkosi Ketani, who's come onto the field, but here's a break. Is he going to go all the way? That Baritika Visanti finds the support. Fantastic work by Tobiso Mdleche, but taken away. Oh my goodness. Now the kick goes straight into Fanele Zwane as well. Just look how close this was. Wonderful work by Visanti. Passes out wide here to Mdleche, and then the pass intercepted.
Uda, nobody can say that this is not entertaining rugby. End-to-end stuff for probably the 10th time. Ollie Cash with a throw-in. Mark van Aswegen, just get the ball and give your side a chance.
Nou, de Zondi ook op die veld. Is gewoonlik die vaskopstit vir hierdie Rovers span. Blink gevee met 'n bietjie vekkies voor hy opgekom het. En nou is dit Gavin Scott wat die spasie gegee is om bietjie rond te speel met die bal. Uiteindelik word hy laag gevat. Nou is hy nog steeds beskikbaar aan Old Boys. En afgevat. Onderskep hier, maar skeieregter sê hulle is omkant.
Baie moeilik om 'n skrimskakel se paas te onderskep as jy nie omkant is nie. So goeie besluit deur meneer Kelsey Simmons.
Sibulelo Nanto wat so 10 minute terug op die veld gekom het. Die skuldige was daar.
Bietjie oorywerig dalk, miskien wil hy net sy hande bietjie op die bal kry. Gav Scott met 'n goeie skop.
Nou die groot vraag is dit nie eens verby vir hierdie Westville span? 26-8 die telling.
If they want a chance, they have to score here.
Gents, let's look.
Ollie Cash with the throw-in, he's really throwing in well, so you could expect them to get the ball, and it looks like Matt Jackson back on the field.
Ja, lyk my is blykbaar rolling subs hier in hierdie wedstryd. Matt Jackson nou weer terug. All of 162 kilograms officially, statistically.
Well, I hope he uses it. Oh no. Great contesting from Rovers.
Eerste swak lyn staan gooi hier deur die man wat net op die veld gekom het, Ali Cash in die haker posisie. Gerardo Jaars wat hier aangee na sy heel agter toe. Sergio Torrens met 'n goeie skoppie. Hy wip hier weer veld en hy's druk op die man op die bal. Hy moet eenvoudig net uitskop. Is niemand op sy buitekant nie. Gaan hy dit doen? Pico Sabagle wat die bal optel. En nou 'n lieflike skoppie hier oor die verdediging. Kan hy hande by kry? Nee.
Great covered defense from Kyle Butler. 74 minutes into the game. He stood his man in the scrums, did his job in the contact situation, and getting back to saving that try.
I think he's missed his calling as a member of the loose trio, really. That's my gut feeling. Since he's relieved himself of the throwing duties and the scrum cap, he's been a completely different player.
Absolutely, he's playing really, really well. He's probably the best player for Westville boys in the second half.
And I'm sure his wife, the team doctor, will tell him that after 80 minutes as well, Yanni du Plessis.
As long as she can give him some pain tablets, I'm sure he's going to be a little bit sore tomorrow.
Right, good position here for Rovers. Gerardo Jaars with the feed. Much better scrum this time from Old Boys as well. Jaars gets them going. Inigadebe with a lovely little pass, and easy as you like. They sigh through the defense here of Old Boys, and it's the fullback Apu Estimela with the late try here for Rovers.
That is exactly the same channel that Ryan Miller has ran into for 70 minutes, and all his hard work paying off for Apu Estimela. Great line, and unfortunately for boys, Westville boys just couldn't stop him. Great try, and I think I can say that Rovers are in a good position and will probably win this game.
Estimela, a man who was on the books of the Griffins, Currie Cup champions this year, hasn't had an opportunity really to run out for them. He's been busy in the Optimum Moore Cup all season long. Inigadebe missed only one so far this afternoon, and gets it through the sticks this time.
Well, of all his kicks, even the difficult ones, that was probably the one that he hit the worst. But they say rather a bad kick and it's over than a good kick and it's missed.
Direk uit hier, nog 'n fout begaan. It's an all too familiar story, I'm afraid.
What's the English saying? A comedy of errors. Unfortunately, that kick is like a comedy because
hierdie mense lag nie. Dis die probleem.
Gav Scott not making any mistakes for 80 minutes. Unfortunately, just overcooking that kick.
Right, let's see if the bomb squad of this Rovers side can be as effective with the scrums as the starting front row has been. It's been a dominant area of the game for College Rovers.
Crouch.
I'm going to drink a bread.
Fine. Sit.
Great pace, great scrum again from Rovers. Probably the foundation of their great performance.
How's this cross kick by Inigadebe? The back line was set free. All expectation was that he'll just run it down the line. And he says, no, I'm going to take you back to 5 meters from your try line.
Udo, ek moet vir jou sê, Simoyo Nyoka, Iniradebe, Gerardo Jaars, die besluitnemers van Rovers het regtig goed gespeel en nou Westville boys in 'n slegte posisie en weer eens met so min tyd wil jy nie in jou eie 22 wees nie.
Ali Cash, sy lynstand wat onder druk is heeldag. Hy het verbetering aangebring, maar nou word die bal aangeslaan. Dis vorentoe, behoort College Rovers bal te wees. And as the referee called it, it's on a slightly different clock to the rest of us, I think, but that will be the end of the agony for Westville Old Boys. A fantastic performance that goes by the form book. The leaders of the log table in the Optimum World Cup, victorious here today with a bonus point win.
Udo Karel, sir, can I just say that this was a very entertaining game? Can I put you on the spot now? Maybe man of the match, or what is the players that you really stood out for you?
I would say first 40 minutes, Ryan Miller, scorer of the first try, and also from a defensive point of view, but across the 80, for the kind of breaks that put them into try-scoring positions, it goes to number 6, Tsika Fisanti for me.
Tsika Fisanti played a massive game, but for the 50 minutes that he was on, Marco Pelvi made 2 game-breaking plays, and Fisanti putting in the 80 minutes, so I think he rightly deserves it. But I just want to say Marco Pelvi was an absolutely standout player for me.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Perhaps we'll make the player, and there's Marco Pelvi now, make player of the match. A 3-way tie amongst those players. But at the end of an enthralling encounter, it was College Rovers who had it all their own way with a 33-8 victory after 80 minutes. 5 tries to 1 and total dominance by the log leaders in the Moore Cup, the Optimum Moore Cup.
Very well-deserved victory. If you look at the statistics, they won everything. So complete performance by them, and Westville Old Boys will know that there's a little bit of hard work left for them.
All right, so there we have it, 33-8 the victory margin. Fantastic performance by College Rovers. Let's head to down to the ground now, standing by with one of the coaches.
Tell me when you're ready. Okay, obviously it's a really hard game. The scoreboard is not a true reflection of it. We knew Westville are a great side. As I said before, they beat us in the first game. We wanted to target set piece and be accurate in our kicking game, and then transition, which we thought we did really well. Probably wasn't our greatest performance overall, but very happy with the win.
Oh, thank you very much.
So there we go, words there from Derek Heiberg, a very happy man. But I think, and we saw their coaching contingent celebrate and remonstrate on the field. They're a fantastic unit there, the brains trust of the College Rovers side. But let's hear now from the losing coach on the day, Rob Scott.
Yes. So?
Yeah, I'd just like to say well done to Rovers. I think their game plan today was very good. They executed well. Our boys tried. We gave it everything we had. We made a few mistakes in the wrong parts of the field that cost us. We knew we couldn't afford to do that, which we did, unfortunately. Bounce to the ball. At the end of the day, sometimes that happens. It's rugby, but yeah, well done to Rovers.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, his side, his boys will have to dig really deep if they have to come back and win it outright in the Optimum World Cup, because they've just been taken out by the top team in the league in KZN Club Rugby. 33-8, the victory margin by College Rovers over Westville Old Boys.
Banyana have made magic. They have done us proud. Now they take on another challenge, which will hopefully see them victorious again. It'll be exciting. It'll be glorious. Together, #We will dominate. Catch Banyana versus Botswana, Sunday 10 July at 6:30 p.m. Live on SABC Sports on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, SABC 1, also available on SABC radio stations.
It's a very big year, not just for me but for the whole group. It's something we've worked towards since 2018, you know, having come so close in winning AFCON.
Obviously, it's a dream for any girl to represent their country, especially in a tournament of this magnitude. It's a very big tournament in which we qualify for a whole lot of things. We qualify for the World Cup, we qualify in promoting women's football.
What you can get from Banyana is playing until the final whistle, and hopefully we'll get that positive result. Because that first game is the most important game. We have to get a positive result.
Looking at Nigeria, we know that they're one of the powerhouses in African football. And we shouldn't underestimate them, regardless if we beat them. And they haven't beat us since 2018 in 90 minutes.
That's history. History doesn't make you win the next game, but history shows you what you're capable of.
There is an opportunity for this time to win AFCON with the experience that we have.
This will be my 7th edition of the African Women's Championship and always just fell short of a gold medal.
I think it's a great platform to go out there, win and definitely qualify.
That is what it's all about. It's about pressure and absorbing the pressure that we get from all kinds of angles. That's what creates, you know, the best athletes.
And I always remind the players, you're not just going there for yourself. You're going there for your family, you're going there for your friends, for your fans, for the rest of football.
There's a lot going on in our country right now. We're trying to bring a lot of hope back.
Hi everyone, I'm Janine van Wyk.